All right, so fry up to Magnolia the same way we did last time? Yeah? Okay. You roll.
See you later.
See ya. Okay, so Adrian and I are rolling out from the Katy area, and we're just going to head straight up Fry Road into Magnolia and take the back roads out of the Houston area. We'll eventually be up kind of near the Sam Houston Forest area and just head on out toward McKinney, Texas. We'll stay overnight in McKinney, and then tomorrow morning we will head over to Broadway Powersports in Tyler, Texas. I'll get the front tires replaced on this. They're going to redo the alignment, and after that, we don't really know if we're heading out from the Tyler side or what, but we'll head up toward Oklahoma and go from there. I'm going to let Adrian lead the way so I don't accidentally leave him behind. He's going to be running 50, 55-ish most of the time, I would think. He's got a bunch of extra fuel on board today. He has his Rotopacks on the rear rack, and then milk crate on an extension behind his other bags, and in the milk crate he's got another 2-gallon container. I think it is a gallon and a half, 2 gallons, something like that.
If it's left here, just follow one ways, or do you want to head up south Fry?
I just go straight up Fry. It's probably easiest. That's what we did the last couple times. It just works out better. It tries to put us on I-10 if you let the routing do its thing. Yeah.
I guess there's no pulling up side by side on the, with you?
Nope, not with me on this big beast, but I can block behind you real well. I thought about just loading up my Cub and we both take the Cubs, but Nick is taking his Ryker, and he was thinking this was going to be a Ryker ride out there in the Ozarks. I haven't had mine out there in the twisties, so it'll be fun. You'll have to ride mine through some of that stuff, play with it. It's fun, because you don't need to worry about low siding a corner or anything like that. The bike is going to stay stable underneath you all the time. If you overcook a corner, the worst that happens, aside from going off the road, is the front end just pushes. So it's kind of like a car, just understeers. But the stability control reduces the engine power and starts hitting your brakes to try to regain composure.
Fancy.
Oh, it's fancy, yeah. It's got a bunch of advanced rider aids on it. It's got yaw control, traction control, anti-lock brakes, of course, all that. So, how's your Cub handling that weight on the back?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. It's definitely heavier than I've been in the past.
Yeah, it looks a little bouncy. You've got a lot of extra weight rear of the axle.
I can lose probably 10 plus pounds just in fuel.
Right.
Probably 10 to 20 pounds, I think.
Yeah, what is it, 6.5 pounds a gallon or something like that?
Okay, so we just keep going past.
Just keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to go all the way through the side of town here, and we'll end up on Business 290 up there eventually. So how many miles do you have on your Cub now?
21 and change.
Nice.
2100.
Yeah, so at the end of this trip, you're going to be almost caught up with mine. Yeah, I've got just shy of 5,000 on mine now. I think it's 4,700, something like that. I'm planning to do my 5,000 mile review and maintenance, and show everybody what it's been like over those miles. No real problems other than the chain. The chain's crap. My rear tire is squaring off pretty good, so it's time to replace that too. I'll probably do that at home. I don't think the sidewall on those tires are going to be too hard to pry off of there with tire levers. So.
What I might do on this fuel is just try to burn all this weight I've got.
Before you even fill up, yeah.
Yeah, keep like maybe half a gallon in that.
In the rear tank, yeah.
The rear one.
Yeah, just for quick access.
Yeah, just to get us out of get me out of a bind if I have
right.
it. Go from there.
Styrofoam blocks as spacers. Okay. I just don't want to be next to him when he starts turning that thing. Them trailers topple down on my head. Stopping in the middle of nowhere, Texas. I have no idea where we are. I'm going to try to get across the road here without getting killed. There's a water tower over here with a PO something. I can't read it. Can't read it. P.O. I don't know where we are. I have to look at a map. Oh boy. We're at the corner of 161 and 69. Pumps no worky? Lake is this right here? It says Lavon Lake, L-A-V-O-N, Lavon. Pretty good sized lake. Yeah, my GPS says Lavon, L-A-V-O-N. I don't know. Looks pretty shallow. You can see grass growing up out of it. Yeah, like a swamp. Got a bunch of tree stubs and stuff sticking up out of it. I don't think it would be any good for water skiing. Unless you like branches up your ass. It's crazy. You can get all the extra weight off of them and they handle like a totally different machine. So Adrian and I have dropped off our extra baggage and we're headed back out now to go get some dinner. And on the way back we're gonna get some adult beverages and sit around and goof off, go to sleep, get some good rest tonight, and then he's gonna go to Wichita Falls in the morning. I'm gonna go over to Tyler, get this thing worked on, and then Thursday morning we're going to be rendezvousing in Talahina, sorry. Feels good now that the sun is going down. It's not so hot. It's been really steamy all day today. Temperatures have been in the high 80s, low 90s, but really high humidity, even up here. I'm sweating like crazy in the jackets. I decided to go jacketless tonight. I did bring my gloves, but I'm not wearing them. I'm being a bad boy. Yeah, it's just down the road, the restaurant. But I'll have you know, now my frunk is a glove box. I'm actually putting my gloves up there. I'm storing my gloves in that container, so now it's a glove box. I still can't remember who the guy was that absolutely lost his shit because I was calling it a frunk. It's a frunk. Frunk off, dude. Ooh, we might get a nice sunset out of the deal here. Just past these houses and the trees. Oh yeah, look at that ball. That's gorgeous. Look at that. Oh, big orange ball just sitting right there above the horizon. That's going to be really cool in about 2 or 3 minutes. That is gorgeous. Yeah, looks like we're going to lose the sunset. We got too much stuff in the way and it's not the right direction now. Or we're not the right direction. Oh, cool. All right. Maybe we'll get it again. Oh, there it is. I got to keep my eyes on the road, though. Hey, look at the sunset. Crunch. Oh. Yeah, we're going to get just a little bit of it. It's almost touching down. It's amazing how fast, when it gets that low, how fast it disappears. Within like 2 minutes, that's going to be gone. It seems like forever to track the whole sky, but once it gets there, whew, gone. Yep, it's almost behind the trees now. It doesn't take any time at all. The length of a stoplight's going to be too long. Yep, yeah, just scooch to one side and I'll back it in right next to you. Actually, if you just put like lengthwise, yeah, because I can stagger in on your wheel track. Yep, that's good right there. You don't have to get too close to that side. I'm just gonna stagger over, kind of diagonal. Just like that.
Okay, well, happy Wednesday morning to you all. I'm headed out of McKinney this morning down toward Tyler to go to Broadway Powersports, and I had a viewer of the channel contact me on Instagram last night asking if I was in the Tyler area or when I was going to be in the Tyler area, and I said, well, I'm going to be there, going through there tomorrow morning. So he's going to meet up with me in Canton, which is kind of along my route going down I-20, and we're going to ride into Broadway Powersports, which is where he purchased his Ryker, apparently. So that's cool. He's going to get to go back to the dealer and say howdy to them, and I'm going to meet him for the first time. So it's 6:30 in the morning right now, and I've got about a 2-hour ride down to Tyler, and hopefully it'll be uneventful. Like this dark road in the middle of the night, I'll tell you that. Anyway, I'm rocking dual GPSs here to make sure I'm going the right direction, and Garmin is telling me to take surface streets only, and Google Maps is putting me on the highway, so I'm going with Google Maps. Ooh, nice road. Anyway, night recording on this is crap, so I'm going to shut it down. It looks like I need to get fuel too. Anyway, so I will catch up with you all a little bit later this morning.
Check out the sunrise coming up. It's going to be a bank of clouds in front of it, but it's still pretty cool looking. Here we go. Check out that sunrise. Another couple of minutes and it'll be above that cloud ridge there. That's so cool. This big truck is in my way. Ah. Get some rays breaking out at the top of the clouds there. That's cool.
All right, I'm ready to roll. Let's follow you. You know the way.
So do you care if I mention your name in the video? All right. Well, I won't use your last name. Just first name only. It's David, right? Okay, I just want to make sure I'm not effing up. I'm always bad with people's names when I first meet them. All right. All right, well, good morning, all. I am headed out from the Canton, Texas area, and I met up with another Ryker owner and a subscriber of the channel, David, and he bought his Ryker from Broadway Powersports. So he knows the way, and he wanted to ride along, go over there and visit with those guys anyway, so nice little happenstance. And I'm just going to follow him out there because he knows which way to go. And I've got group audio recording here. I hope it works, but hopefully we'll be able to capture both sides of the conversation. Oh man, yeah, I hope so. I've been fighting with it for a year and a half now. I am ready to put this thing to pasture. I'm just glad that not all Rykers behave this way, because they wouldn't be nearly as popular. You know, people would be pissed off and sell them. I always wondered if mine was just a fluke, and it appears to be that way, because I've ridden so many others that don't do what mine does. Luckily, I haven't had any mechanical problems with the bike. It's been very solid, except for the handling issue. Oh yeah, cool. They work well. I've had problems trying to pair up Bluetooth with Sena headsets. I've tried 2 or 3 times and I can never get the pairing to complete, but supposedly there's a Bluetooth bridge mode on these Pack Talks that lets you still use DMC for all the Pack Talk mesh, but then you can bridge over other brands. So I don't know. I haven't been able to get it to work. Oh, that's... Oh man, yeah, that's no good. So how did you get the head injuries? Gotcha. Rodeo will do it. Yeah. Yeah, I was always a little too small for football. I played halfback and a couple of other positions for a little while, but it wasn't really my game. I was more into combat sports, and I grew up in martial arts, and just cut this guy off. Oops. I grew up in martial arts and, you know, ring fighting, stuff like that, and you run into that same problem of repetitive head trauma, and you gotta get out of that game early before it messes you up for good. I had a lot of joint injuries, you know, fractured bones and hyperextended joints and everything else from all that. And then on top of that, I did a lot of motocross, supercross, stadium cross, you know, all kinds of crazy racing stuff. And oh, that will beat you up. I grew up in Edmond, Oklahoma, with Matt Hoffman. I don't know if you ever got into the BMX freestyle game, but Matt Hoffman's kind of the granddaddy of BMX freestyle. We grew up jumping our bikes off of 2-story, 3-story buildings, just doing all kinds of dumb shit. It's a miracle we're still alive. Yeah, it's funny. I never expected the videos to take off or for the channel to get popular or anything. I just do it as a hobby. And Nick, the guy in Oklahoma that I met up with last year, he said that they were playing my videos on a loop at the Can-Am dealer in Oklahoma where he got his. So a Can-Am dealer was playing my videos as marketing material. I don't know if that's really a good idea because I don't always have rosy things to say. That's right. Exactly. Yeah, he's moving along pretty good. Oh, no, hell no. I was running 95 plus down I-20 coming in. I'm no saint. I am no choir boy. I ride fast, drive fast. Yeah, I'm a type A for sure. I know where I'm going before I sit down or turn the key. I don't wander around. Hell yeah, man. Ooh, it's foggy out here. Yeah, I had to take a run out to San Antonio for a customer site a week or two ago, and I looked at the weather forecast and it wasn't going to be pissing rain, so fine, I'm on a bike. So I took my CB500X and did a almost 500-mile commute day on a bike. Any excuse to ride. I normally run mine in standard mode. If I'm in heavy traffic and stuff where I need the sport, then I'll flip it over to that. However, this trip coming up to McKinney this time, I was riding with Adrian. He's on his little Super Cub, and I put it in eco mode, and I got 36.8 miles to the gallon. I've never seen that high of a fuel economy out of the bike. But we were going 60, you know, we were averaging about 60 miles an hour, so it was slow. Yeah, my average, I think, is somewhere around 29 on this bike, lifetime average. I kind of vary up and down between 28 and 31, so it's always right there, give or take about 3. So I've gotten 34, 35 out of it, a couple of tanks when I was riding real slow with groups of other riders, but I've never broken over 35. So this trip was a pretty big surprise. I don't know, but it's thick. I mean, this is 8th mile visibility here. Yeah, it's good and thick here. Yeah, normally by the time, yeah, exactly. Normally by the time the sun is up this high, it kind of burns off the fog, but this is thick. Yeah, you mentioned that in that your message. Smoke, his video was one of the reasons that I got my Ryker, because I was looking at it. I had seen it at the Dallas motorcycle show and sat down on it. I was real interested in it. Before I even got to the show, I had done some research, but nobody really had them to test yet. So I was waiting, trying to see if anybody had done a test ride on it, and then Smoke's video was one of the first ones that came out, and he was pretty impressed with it, so I was like, all right, done. Went over and did the deal on mine before they even had the first delivery of it, and then picked it up about a week later. Yeah, the adjustability, yeah, exactly. The U-Fit system.
Got slapstick put up now.
Yeah, I see they got this wall up there, I guess to keep people from kissing each other head on.
No, well, this loop is getting so bad and having races on it. Guess they thought this would help. Because last time I was going this way, these weren't us.
Gotcha. All right, camera's rolling. Get myself an audio sync. There we go. There's so much involved with doing videos, and if you get into the post-production chores. So you do videos too, so you know.
Oh yeah, I've got a whole 44 subscribers, man.
All right, man. Mine catapulted just because of the Ryker, and then when I got my Super Cub, I thought, hey, you know, that's an interesting bike. People might be interested in that, and I started putting videos up on that. And it was hilarious because my video on the Super Cub USA owner first ride impression, whatever, I was beating out Cycle World, Jay Leno, and several other huge publications for months. I had, I don't know what it was, 150,000 views, and theirs only had like 30,000 views. I was laughing my ass off. Like, you got to be kidding me. Little old me, I'm beating these guys. They do huge stuff. I'm just a little old weirdo on a motorcycle. Okay, so we're in the Broadway Powersports, and David tells me they sell guns here. They got everything, man. They got wheels, they got lawnmowers, they've got kayaks, steel, chainsaws, blowers, weed eaters, gear, and more gear. Man, check this place out. There's the fun toys. Whoa, CRF 450s.
Yeah, they got a real nice Indian section too.
Oh, wow. Well, here's your parts counter. You got parts and guns. Nice.
Yeah, they've got a good selection of guns.
Yeah, good selection of everything in here, looks like. Well, their Glock counter is all cleared out. Wow. You said they got Indian. Yeah, I see over here. So they got a pair of the little Super Cubs. Honda Shadows. Nice. I like that little bike. I've almost gotten that a couple times. CB650F. Wow, check that full dress monkey out.
About $50,000.
Oh yeah, they're not cheap.
Oh yeah, good.
Okay.
Where's my angle?
Nice. That's a good looking bike. Nice place.
This is only
Slingshot.
This for a few months now.
Yeah, you said they just moved again recently.
Yeah.
Wow. Nice place. Nice Indian setup over here. I like it. Very clean. Cowies. They don't have that many bikes on their showroom floor, but they're just kind of spread out, I guess.
Well, I talked to Jonathan, and he said it's hard for them to get stock right now.
I'll bet.
Because of all this COVID.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, that looks good. I like that blue and silver. It's different. I'm not really a fan of the blue wheels, though. I'd probably go black on the wheels. Blue is just going to get dirty. F3. This is what I was considering trading up my Ryker to. Get one of these.
You were telling me they had a guy that got the Daytona.
Uh-huh.
And they put the Ryker Rally beside it. Ryker Rally left it behind.
Yeah.
But on the big end,
Yeah. On the high end, this is going to pull away. It's got that 1330 Rotax or whatever it is in it. But yeah, this is a bigger, heavier machine, and it's got the power assist steering. It's a little more of a highway mile muncher, and you can hook up a trailer to these guys, from what I understand. I think it replaces that rear hoop. I'm not 100%.
Yeah, they did have a hitch set up that they sold with it too.
Exactly. I like the one that's got the bags already on it. They're not real big and obnoxious. Definitely gives you some cargo capacity. Might see a trailer hitch on one of these. The RTs have had that option for a long time. Nope, they don't have it on these. Anyway. Okay, well, I am done at Broadway Powersports. They finished up with me about 20 minutes ago. Did all the paperwork and gonna head out on the road. The total was just a little over $500, which is kind of what I expected. The alignment was 220, so it was, a couple hours of labor on their machines, and they reset the steering head to 0. I'm hoping it's 0. We're going to find out. They got into the computer, reset the steering angle sensor, and then the 2 new front tires. They set me up with the non-rally tread, so it's the 900 ace, 600 ace front tires. And they aligned it, took it out for a test drive. They said it's tracking straight, handling good, so I've got high hopes. We're going to find out as I get out on the road here and see how it feels. Now, I did not check the tire pressures yet, and I haven't put the ride-on tire sealant back in here. I'll work on that a little later today or maybe tonight in Oklahoma City. I need to find a place where I can let the air out of the tires, fill them up with the ride-on, and then air them back up. Anyway, so I'm heading out on the road here. It's going to be about a 6-hour ride, something like that, from here up to Bethany, Oklahoma, near Oklahoma City. I'll stay there tonight, and then we will head out sometime mid-morning toward Tallahena and meet up with Adrian on his Super Cub there, and then we're going to ride the Talamina Drive on to Mena, Arkansas. So, anyway, going to be a lot of stop and go and this kind of stuff for a little bit until I can get out of town. And I'm hoping that this is the correct lane. Yes, it is. So, I can tell the steering angle is different because my right arm feels closer to me. It's always been a little further away because the steering head was cocked to the left about 10 degrees. It always has been. So they fixed that. It's a definite improvement. So we'll see how this plays out as I get out on the road. And the real test is the off-camber surfaces. I want to see how much it pulls relative to how it used to. I expect that it's going to dart around some because that's just how these bikes are. But anything less than it used to do is going to be a huge, huge improvement. Yeah, it's already tracking straighter. It feels straighter. I'm sitting straight on the bike. My hands are straight, not sideways like they were before. It's great. So another 5 miles to I-69. Yep, the 2 GPSs are in agreement. I could probably ride this without GPS. I kind of know where I'm going, but I am still taking the back roads up to Oklahoma instead of going through Dallas on 35W and all that. I don't want to deal with Dallas traffic, so I'm going up kind of through the southeast corner of Oklahoma instead. It's a little more direct as far as the map goes, but it's longer time-wise because of all the side highways and stuff. So let me get this guy tightened back down, and I am highway ready. Anyway, I'm going to shut the camera down now. There's nothing to see. I set my little Hero 8 down there on Time Warp 2.0, whatever it is. So it's supposed to be the adaptive time warp thing. So I'll see how that works out. I'll try to upload that footage to my phone and review it. And if it's working out, then I'll save that clip or clear it or whatever. And then I'll use that on the ride to capture the twisty roads. That'll be good. Anyway, I'll catch up with you guys in a few hours. Oh yeah, one final point on the service back there at Broadway Powersports. When they checked me in to the system and ran my VIN, they found out that my VIN number was now included in the wheel nut recall for the split wheel nuts. I wasn't originally under that. My VIN number was below the ones or the range that was affected, but now apparently they've expanded that, and my bike is included in it. Now, the problem I have with that, Can-Am, if you're listening and still paying attention to my videos, that was a year ago. The initial recall was a year ago, and I never received any notices. Other owners that I know of have not received notices. There have been no direct mail-outs, no calls. So if I hadn't come into the dealer to have the tires replaced on the front, which didn't even need it, I would have never known about this recall. That's messed up. I thought that the NHSTA, whatever it is, the National Highway Safety Authority, had mandates on any safety recall had to be communicated to the owners. It's not being communicated. I've never received any recall notices on this, although there have been 2 or 3 that have been performed on. And it's just by happenstance when I go into a dealer. Now that's not cool, especially if it's a safety issue. That ain't cool. You know, don't want to belabor a point that you know, I didn't have a failure, so it wasn't a critical issue for me. But that's still bad on Can-Am. Every other bike, every other vehicle I've ever owned, if there's a safety recall, you get multiple notices in the mail, you get phone calls, you get everything. And I'm the original owner of this. They've got my information, they've got my number, they have my email, phone number, address, everything. Nothing, no communication, zilch, nada. Anyway, I'm not going to focus on it. It's just annoying, but at least the dealer there had the nuts in stock, so while they were working on my bike, they put that into the computer and pulled the parts and got those replaced for me. Anyway, here's the road. Welcome to Oklahoma. Google Maps just told me, welcome to Oklahoma. So this must be the Red River. It's pretty right up. And this bridge takes us on into the Oklahoma side. I got this truck flying up my butt too. It's a 40-mile-an-hour zone because the construction becomes flying up on me at 90. New suspension's good, but it doesn't take care of all that crap. Now, that's a rough road. I was hoping for an Oklahoma sign, and I was gonna do a photo op, but I don't think there's a Oklahoma sign on this road. On the highway here. Not sure what it is. It's on both sides, whatever it is. The people stopped on the right shoulder over there on the opposite side of the traffic, and a whole bunch on this side, so trooper or somebody blocking this lane. It must have been a big one. Maybe somebody jumped the guardrail. Sorry, as long as you're not on this side. Ouchie. Oh yeah, somebody jumped the wall. That's bad news. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Be a rubbernecker. I need to get out of the way. Looks like somebody rear-ended that farm tractor too as they were slowing down for whatever happened. It's bad news. These people are okay. It's kind of pretty out here towards sunset. It's in the middle of rural Oklahoma. Farmland, no fences, just blacktop. Not a bad road, but it's not great. Pull off camber and you got some potholes here. It's pretty nice. Still about an hour away. It says 35 miles, but an hour. I'm not sure how that's working out. I'm still southeast of the city area right now. about 40 miles or so. The handling on my Ryker has improved. The steering is centered up. That works much better. And the rapid darting and tail wag has been minimized, but it's not gone. So it still tail wags quite a bit. If there's a crown in the road, the bike is still darting that way, and it kind of sets up a fishtail wishy-wash like right there. It's doing it all by itself. So my handling quirks on this bike are not gone. Kind of given up on it. I don't think it ever can be fixed. I might have bad A-arm thrust bushings or something like that in here, who knows. But I'm just going to have to live with it. Run it into the ground, use it up, or sell it, get something different. We'll see. I plan on keeping it for another year or two, and then I'll probably either get out of this platform completely, or I might do the F3S or something like that. We'll see. These long highway trips, the Ryker definitely beats you up. I think a 600-mile day today, something like that. I need to look at the map. But, just the constant throwing you side to side and beating you up. It's pretty rough. You don't experience that on a motorcycle because you've just got a single track, and even if the road crowns, you might get pulled a little bit gently one way or the other, but it's not this rapid, side to side nonsense. It is what it is. Alright, now the fun part. Let's drive into the sun for 30 minutes. It's pretty, but kind of hard on the eyeballs. Yeah, 25 miles to Oklahoma City. Bethany is kind of middle south of the city, so I got a little ways to go.